Hi YouTube family, welcome into today's video. Okay, everybody wonders, and I know that it seems like a million steps to get through your makeup, which I completely agree anymore. It seems like there's just too dang much to get through. So in order for our foundation to look good, or for whatever reason, the question that I am posing today, why do we need a primer for our foundation? Why do we need a setting powder for our foundation? And why do we need a setting spray for our foundation? I'm going to answer all those questions for you and tell you the reasons that I particularly use them in this video. So please give this video a thumbs up if you like me showing you these kinds of little tips and tricks on how I get my makeup to last longer and how it can all be a little part of a puzzle that we all do get our beautiful faces on. So please keep watching, and if you're new to my channel, subscribe before you leave. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into this. Okay guys, so let's first talk about why a primer. Okay, I'm using the Milani Prime and Light face primer that says strobing and pore minimizing. Anytime you see a primer that says pore minimizing on it, it either has dimethicone or silicone in it. And that is not bad for your skin. It's just what silicone or the dimethicone does. Silicone is a product that is very kind of slippery and very pliable. So when you put that on your face and you concentrate on your pores and you really pat it into your pores and your fine lines, it's going to fill those in and give you a smoother canvas. The other thing that primer does, and this is the main reason why I wear primer, is because that dimethicone creates like a mask across your face and across your neck, wherever you use it, in order to keep the moisturizer that you've put on for the morning and the foundation. It's a barrier between the two. So you put your moisturizer on, you can slather that on as thick as you want, especially if you have a super dry skin like I do. I put a ton of moisturizer on in the morning. But once that dimethicone or your primer goes on, then it creates the barrier between your skin, your moisturizer, and your foundation. So that's why actually it makes it last longer, because now it actually isn't going to sink into your skin through the day, or your moisturizer isn't going to mix with your foundation during the day and do something funky. So that's the main reason. Now, a lot of these new primers, they have a lot of shimmer in them, or they have a little bit of glow in them. I personally like that. I don't mind it. However, I find if I do use a matte foundation, that's going to kind of go away. You're not going to see that as much. So if you want to, instead of getting one with a strobing or an illuminating product in it, you can just take your illuminating product, say some Cover FX illuminating drops, and put those in with your foundation. So that is why we need primer. Okay, so the question is why setting powder? I'm using this e.l.f. Pressed powder. It's just kind of translucent, and I'm using a Morphe E1 brush. It's quite dense. And what I'm going to use this for, okay, if I were an oily skin gal, I would be using it to make my makeup last, because it helps absorb the oil throughout the day. I'm not. I'm very dry. So why would I choose to use it? I choose to use it because it helps blur the pores, blur the wrinkles, and just helps give a softer look to the face. So I'm going to go across my forehead, down the nose. I'm going to pay attention to the crease of the nose, because that's the only place, and right here is where I end up getting a little bit oily. So I don't really need to powder the outside, but I like to just set the makeup a little bit with that. But right in this area right here, I have really ugly pores, and I have a few lines. And then of course I go down my neck so I have no creasing throughout the day, and then across the décolleté, just to make it look soft throughout the day. So that's why I use setting powder. And I always use my setting powder when all my makeup is done, except for my mascara. And I usually don't put my lips on, but I have them on anyways. Okay, so why setting sprays? This is a new setting spray that I got from Hard Candy, which I'm liking. It's a brightening sheer envy is what it's called. I don't necessarily know if it does too much brightening, but I do like it. One of my favorites is Urban Decay All Nighter, but if you want a really good deal, look into Skindinavia, the makeup finishing spray. See how much bigger that is, and they're about the same cost, and they work every bit as good. I'm just trying to use up my Urban Decay right now. So I'm gonna use this, and I go pretty heavy on it, but why a setting spray? Okay, all setting sprays, actual setting sprays, contain alcohol. So again, what that does is absorbs all the oils, but it also, if the powder, any powder on your face is a little bit too much, or you know, a little bit too cakey, it's going to help take that down, because you're going to put a little bit of moisture back on your face. And then the other thing it does is it just helps lock everything in place for the day, which is really what we want when we're talking about long lasting. So let me go ahead and spray this. Now, if you'll notice, I was really heavy-handed. Now I take out a fan and I just blow all of it really dry really quickly, so that there's no droplets or anything like that. And it just works really quick. Okay, and that is why I do all 3 steps. You will have foundation that lasts all day long. You're not going to have your oils bleed through. You're going to look much more finished. Your skin's going to look much more perfected. So that is why so many steps. And I know when you're talking about makeup, you guys, if you see these people and you want to have that look, why don't I have those looks? You know, this is why, is because there are so many steps when they sit down in a chair to have their makeup done by a makeup artist. There are so many steps. But if you really want that long-lasting makeup, this is how you get it. So please give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy tutorials like this. I love bringing them to you guys. So that's everything. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my very next video. Love ya. Bye.